This company owns shares in your bank, in the supermarket where you shop, in the company where you work, and in the company where your boss works. You've probably never heard their name. Its name is BlackRock. It manages $10 trillion. That is more than the GDP of Japan and Germany combined, more than any government on earth spends in a single year. BlackRock is the largest shareholder in Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, JP Morgan, ExxonMobil, all at the same time, and yet it produces absolutely nothing.
This is not a success story. This is a film about what BlackRock does with that power when no one is watching, about the price of your apartment, about election results, about who really runs the world. The year is 1988, New York City. 8 people rent a single office and start a company focused on financial risk management. None of them are rich. None of them are famous. One of them is named Larry Fink. Fink had an obsession with one thing: risk. How to measure it, how to manage it, how to profit from the fact that others don't understand it. He built algorithms that Wall Street had never seen before. By 1994, they already manage $53 billion. In 1999, they go public. But the real breakthrough comes in 2008, during the biggest financial crisis since the Great Depression. When the entire financial world was collapsing in 2008, BlackRock was thriving. The U.S. government was in panic. Banks were falling, one after another. And then the phone rang in Larry Fink's office. It was the United States government asking for help. BlackRock received a contract to manage toxic assets worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Fink sat at the same table as Ben Bernanke, Timothy Geithner, and Hank Paulson, deciding the fate of the global economy, without any democratic mandate. After the crisis, BlackRock acquired BGI, a company managing ETF funds, a transaction worth $13.5 billion. In one move, BlackRock became the largest asset manager in the world, and it never gave up that position. And now begins the part of the story that BlackRock doesn't want you to know. In 2021, housing prices in the U.S. shot through the roof. Young people couldn't buy their first home. The media was shocked. Economists didn't understand why. The answer was simple. BlackRock and other investment funds were buying entire neighborhoods of single-family homes, paying cash, 20 to 40% above market price. An ordinary person with a mortgage had no chance in the bidding. Why buy homes to rent them out? Because it's genius. You buy an asset that always grows. You collect rent every month, and when your algorithms control the housing supply in a given city, you can dictate rental prices. And no one can stop you. But housing is just one piece of the puzzle. BlackRock is simultaneously the largest shareholder in Coca-Cola and Pepsi, in Ford and GM, in Boeing and Airbus. When your fund owns competitors at the same time, why would they compete with each other? Economists have a name for this: common ownership. Research shows that in industries where BlackRock and Vanguard own the main players, prices are higher than they would be under true competition. You pay for it every day, for a plane ticket, for a cola, for a car. Larry Fink knew that this power required political protection. Since the 2010s, he brought former politicians from around the world into BlackRock. Former U.S. vice presidents, former finance ministers, former central bank chiefs. BlackRock became a place where political and financial power literally merge. In 2021, the European Commission hired BlackRock to write ESG regulations for European banks. The company that was supposed to be regulated was writing its own regulations. The European Parliament was furious. Nothing changed. Today, BlackRock manages more money than the GDP of every country in the world except the US and China. Larry Fink is invited to every G7, G20, and Davos summit. Not as a guest, as one of the main speakers, a man with no democratic mandate sits at the table where the fates of billions of people are decided. BlackRock is not an evil company in the classical sense. It doesn't steal. It doesn't break the law, at least not directly. It does something much harder to stop. It plays by the rules of the system better than anyone else. And in that process, it became the system. The question is not whether BlackRock has too much power. The question is, could anyone stop them if they wanted to? And is there even anyone who would want to? If this film opened your eyes to something you didn't see before, subscribe. The next film will be about a company even bigger and even less visible.